Hello friends, my name is Peter Roberts. I'm one of the founding members of Copper Cloud Game Audio. I am the chief music producer and composer here, and I am staring at a track I just created in Ableton Live. I wanted to kind of take you through it. This one is for a game called Vapor Tanks, which has a combination Vaporwave Geometry Wars aesthetic going on with it. So for this like highly synth groove oriented style, I tend to start with bass and drums. The reference tracks I was given for this one were from Splatoon 2 and 3. I'll solo the drums for you here. I started with this section right here. So all of the melody in yellow, and the arpeggios in blue. So anytime that repeats, this is kind of the stuff that I started with. I'll solo the drums here. And just kind of keeps going like that. I used this great plugin called XO by XLN Audio to create the groove, and then a plugin boutique plugin called Big Kick to create the big monstrous kick on the bottom end. So that's pretty. Then the next thing I did was I went on to create this acid bass sound. This was the very next thing that I did. And if I put it with the drums, it makes this. So that's just a huge part of driving this forward so that you feel good and that you want to keep playing this game over and over again. The next thing that I did was actually kind of establish more the harmonic and textural background with this arpeggio right here. Like, I'm just going to show you all of the different things involved here. I'm not going to go into them necessarily, but it is a combination of lots of different effects, a couple different instruments, and it's kind of swirling around your head to create the desired effect here. It sounds like this. So I'll put it in with these two things that we just checked out. A lot of fun. All right. The next thing we created was this lead. Now, with me, leads tend to turn into these just giant monstrosities of different instruments stacked on top of one another to achieve the effect that I'm looking for. I really want leads and melodies to sound larger than life because it's really the thing that the listener grabs onto. So I tend to work this way where I start with the groove, I start with the harmony, the sort of overall feel of things, but then spend a lot of time fine-tuning exactly how the melody should be put into the equation. I'll just play it for you real quick. The main event of this lead line is this vocal right here. And it is, I recorded it in with a microphone singing it. What I did is I have the tempo. And then what I did was I pitched it up by speeding the tempo of the project back up to what it should be. Let me show you a video of that. Here it is. It's exactly exactly how Alvin and the Chipmunks used to record their stuff. All right, so then what I layered this up with, this is a note that I recorded my son singing. It's just one note. You can see the sample. That's just one long note here. We start a little bit into it and it loops if it needs to be longer. Then what I did is I recorded my melodica. Here's the melodica. It's essentially a harmonica with a keyboard attached to it. Lots and lots and lots of fun. My father-in-law gave it to me for my birthday or Christmas one year. One of the best gifts I've ever received. What I usually do is record 2 different takes of it, pan 1 hard left, 1 hard right. And so these 4 things that I've talked about sound like this together. Another layer is just this distorted guitar. And really fun, again, from Arturia, Mellotron, modeled synth. All together. Sounds like this. You can kind of hear it bouncing up and down. What I did here was I put these effects on it. It's got a gate on it that's being triggered to stutter the sound of it. Then there's the dry effect, which is just the normal non-affected signal. And then I'm sending a signal through this Ubic plugin, which is causing the sound to kind of cut in and out in a different way than the gate. So if you can see this little red dot, it causes it to come on and off here. So on long notes, it has this stuttery effect on it, which kind of gives it more energy, gives it more rhythmic drive. Now, if we listen to all of this stuff together, it sounds like this. The next thing that I did was I kept some of the sounds the same, but I created a B section. So what I do with that, again, is I reset and I go back to what I just normally do, which is get the groove down first. So the drums ended up sounding like this for this section. I use all the same sounds, but it's a different rhythm. Same thing with the bass, same sound, different rhythm, different progression. Together. So what I did from there was I created this stab sound. If you look at it, it's 5 different instruments layered together. This sounds like this. Right? And then what I did was added this sequence from Thorn, which is a really powerful synth. Looks like this, making this. So again, what I did with the lead was I created lots of different layers. I used some layers that I had generated before, the pad with my son singing the note, the guitar, and the mellotron here. But then I added a few. This is a instrument from Future Audio Workshops called Circle 2. This is my absolute favorite preset from here called Broken Beauty. Sounds a little like this. Then I added some synth choir to it. I recorded melodica again. Hard pan left, hard pan right. All together, all of the lead sounds sound like this. And then what you do is you make an arrangement of it. So you can see that I have this section that repeats here and here and here. That's the main melody, the A section, and then the B section here. And then what I did was you just create a couple different interludes. The first of which sounds like this. Then what I did was I took the B section, I made a couple different things. Here is the opening. It's really B section material. And then it goes into the A section really smoothly, I think. And then what happens is at the end here, I needed a way to loop it back to the beginning. So I took that B section sort of interlude intro material and stuck a little bit of it at the end. But here's what that sounds like. So that is what is happening in this track. If you have any questions about the process, or if you want to know a little bit more about exactly what I'm doing and how I approach it, or how I'm thinking of it, or how I generate melodies or grooves, just let me know in the comments below. Ask questions. I would love to go into it a little bit more. However, I don't want to get too bogged down in the specifics when I'm sort of giving like an overview video like this. If you like what you hear, would love it if you would subscribe to the channel and check out my website below. You'll find a music pack for RPG style music. You'll also find some examples of video games I've worked on in the past. If you would like to work with us, just contact us through one of those means, and we look forward to hearing with you. Thanks.